What's up, everybody? This is take two because I just screwed up take one really bad. Take two, this is video 23. This is 58,000 Lives, a tribute to the fallen Vietnam video War Heroes series on the flip side of mud. I really screwed that last one up, so I went 2 minutes and 20 seconds and I just trashed it. So now we're going to get the update, and then I'm going to get a little funny story on some information I did yesterday just to see how long this is going to take me. And it's a lot crazier than I thought. But anyway, yes, I think it was yesterday. I don't really remember what day it was. I don't even know where I'm at half the time. It was Vietnam War Veterans Day. I think it was yesterday. It could have been Saturday. My brain is not very good. No, hold on. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday was Monday. So it had to have been Saturday. Okay. Anyway, it was Vietnam War Veterans Day. So we did a double live. Instead of just doing 20 like we've been doing, we did a double live in honor of the day. And we read 40 names, which is very difficult. I don't think I'm going to do that again. Doing 40 probably isn't bad if you can pause it, but that live was hard to do. Especially when I talk, I don't breathe in really good. I'm a mouth breather, and I run out of breath really easy. And it was very difficult to get through that. If you guys watch the live, you can tell. But here's an update as always. Then we'll give the funny little story, and then we'll get right into reading 20 names. We are on 441. This is video 23 of 58,256 names. And the reason why I have exactly the right amount is because I was just kind of guessing before, but not anymore. We'll go over that in like a little update. We did video 21 and 20. It was the live read, 40 names. Now we're on 441, video 23. So 441, and let's see how far we've wrote. I always give y'all an update of how far ahead I am. I've been trying to write as much as I can, and you'll see why in just a minute when I read this ridiculous numbers it's going to take me to finish this. So I'm trying my hardest to write far ahead because I got to do way more videos than what I'm doing, or I'm going to be doing this till I'm retired. I know I crossed into the sixes. Yes, 604. So we're on 441. We'll end at 460, 459, 460. I'm at 604. I was up 100, so I'm up an extra 120. So I'm up an extra video as long as I continue to be up. But statistically, this is why I decided I need to do more. I kept saying 58,200 something. I knew that. I knew it was 58,000. It's just easier to say that. And I knew it was 200 something, but I didn't know the exact amount of number. And I always said, it's about 5,500 videos, doing 20 a day. It's going to take me 5 years. I was completely guessing. The other day, I was bored. So I looked it up just to see, and I have 3 sets of numbers of how long it's going to take me based on what I do per video. So basically, there's 558,256 names. It's on the back of here. The way I did this is I adjusted it by 20 names. I read 20 names per video. Okay. So I also divided it by letters to see how many. I know Q isn't going to have as many as A, but just on basis of the alphabet. So if I did 20 per video, that's 2,912 videos. I said 5,500, I was way off. 2,912 videos is what it's going to take me to do these. And I did a read, so you can knock a little off if you do double. 26 letters, divided that by the 58,000. There's 2,240 letters per name. Names per letter. I know, like I said, Q's not going to have as much. And I'm only on 600, and I'm on A's. So I got a ways before I can get to B. It's probably more like 4,000 because Q ain't going to be very many, X, Y, Z, all that good stuff. But the way I broke this down is I've been averaging about 2 videos a week. You guys have noticed I might do one and then a couple days go by, but so that way I could keep my numbers ahead of my videos. I don't want to catch up to myself and then be stuck. That was a mistake. You'll see why. 2 videos a week. You divide that 2,912 videos, total videos. That's 8 videos a month. 364 months divided by 12. It's going to take me 30 years at 8 videos a month. That's 364 months. Hold on. I completely baffled myself. Let me do the smaller one first. Maybe it'll help me remember. 2 a week. So if I did 2 a week, that's 1,456 weeks for me to do the 2912. That's split in half. Or 52 weeks per year. So I divided the 52 to 1456, and that's 28 years. So if I did 2 a week, it's going to take me 28 years to do 2,912. Now on the other side, 8 videos a month, I just did it by month and by week. There's 3 sets of numbers. This is the first set. 8 videos a month. That's 364 months worth of videos to do 2,912. So I divide it by 12 months. It's 30 years. So somewhere between 28 and 30 years is how long it's going to take me doing 2 videos a week at the pace I'm doing. I was like, oh, I'll be done in 5 years. No, I'll be done when I'm 70. So I'm never going to get to anything else. Let's roll that down into 4 a week. This made me feel a little bit better. So if I'm doing 4 videos a week, that's 728 weeks total, or 14 years. Or if I'm doing 16 a month, which is 4 a week, that's 182 months, or 15 years. So somewhere between 14 and 15 years. So it goes down from 28 to 30 to 14 to 15 videos to 14 to 15 years. So even doing 4 videos per week, that's at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to take me 14 and a half years. So if I maximize my time, if I did 8 videos a week, that's a lot of videos. That's the reason why I say that is because that's 180 videos a week. Well, I'll get to that math in a minute. That's 364 weeks, 7 years. Or 32 a month. That's 91 months, or 7.6 years. So it's going to take me between 29 years, 14 and a half years, or 7 years. So I've got to do 8 videos per week times 20 just to get this done in 7 years. Every single week I have to do that in 7 years. So I broke that down a little bit more. So I did 2 times 20. That's 40 names. That's 2 videos, right? Divide that by 7. That's 5.7 names a day that I have to write on paper to stay ahead of myself. The next one, that's 4 names times 20. That's 80 names a week. It's 4 videos a week. 80 names per week divided by 7. Why did I divide it by 7? That's per day. That's 11.4 names per day. Now the one, if I'm going to really have to book it, is 8 times 20, which is 160 names divided by 7. I have to write 23 names every single day in this book to stay ahead of myself. 23 names a day. I'm usually averaging 5 to 10, sometimes 20. I have to do, let's just call it 25. I got to write down 25 names a day, 7 days a week for 7.5 years, and continue to do 8 videos a week. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and jump ahead of myself. So I'm in this for the next 7 years. I'm 40, almost 42, so I'll be doing this till I'm 50 pretty much. It's okay. I'm not complaining whatsoever. I'm just telling you guys the commitment I'm giving into this video. All these videos, 58,256 names. I am committed, and I'm going to do them all as long as I'm alive. When I get done, I'm going to Arlington, which is 400,000. I will probably never get that done, but I will do my best. Hoping these videos gain some traction, and a little more traction, and a little more traction, where I can have other people writing for me. And then I can just read, and I'll speed up and speed up and speed up, and hopefully I knock it out in 2 or 3 years. That's the plan. I hope to have where I have one person doing A's, one person doing B's, one person doing C's, one person doing D's, and then they rotate. So I always like a couple hundred ahead. So all I have to do is read. I can knock out 5 videos a day doing it like that. That would be, 20, 30 videos. We can knock that down to 2 or 3 years. But anyway, with that being said, let's go right into our reads, since I have a lot to do. Will I do 2 tonight? Probably not. So, bite me. Roll right back into where we was at. This is number 441 of 58,258. 60, 50, I don't even forget what I just said. See how bad my memory is. Alright, so let's go right into it. This is Sergio Edith Albert. We're going to go right into reads. We might as well. He's born April 11, 1942 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He died June 12, 1967. He was 25 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was with M Company, 3rd Battalion, 9th Marine, died from a small arms fire. I hate that's the only information I got. I want the story with all these. I want a paragraph. But that's a lot of paragraphs if you guys see me read. That's fine. I will read them. Yes, I can knock out 20 faster if I only have to say what I just said. But I would rather have stories with all of them. It just is what it is. I would rather have stories. He's on panel 21E, line 93 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Sergeant Sergio Albert a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. All right. This is PFC William David Albert, a.k.a. Bill. So William David Bill Albert. He was born January 1st, 1951 in Posen, Illinois. He died June 14th, 1969. He was 18, Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was with F Company, 22nd Battalion, 3rd Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. He was only on his second week in Vietnam. I could not find any information on his cause of death. And the reason why I found out he was on his second day there is because in the obituary in findagrave.com, his family had said that. But there was no other cause of anything else anywhere I could find. He's on panel 21W, line 115 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC William Albert a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. I will not speed anybody's names up to cut time. I'm doing everybody's exactly the same for the next 15 years. The only way I can do it is up my production, as in how many reads. I'm going to continue writing the way I write. I'm going to continue saying their names the way I say. They all deserve exactly equal honor, and that's how we're going to do it no matter how long it takes. Oh, and remember, if you look at my past videos, I always say whenever I'm doing TikToks and CapCuts, and I always have different pictures saved in my phone, so when I come across something, if it's funny or not, I explain it, because it's completely random from what we're doing. There's a little town, a little small history lesson. I live in Clinton, Kentucky, Clinton County, Kentucky, not Clinton, Kentucky. There's two different ones. There's a Clinton County, Kentucky, and a Clinton, Kentucky. I mean, Clinton County, or Albany. But in like the 1850s, there was a little town called Cumberland City, bigger than Albany. And Albany is, we're only like, I don't know, a couple thousand people. But at the time, coal mining town of Cumberland City had more. Anyway, I'm not going to bore y'all with the details, but it's about a railroad town and all that stuff. But anyway, there's one person who wrote a book about it, and I'm trying to get this book off Amazon, but there isn't any available. So I just ran a picture that's not related to the pictures. Okay, let's roll into the next one. This is Corporal James Christopher Albertini. Yeah, Christopher Albertini. James Christopher Albertini. Born September 30th, 1947 in Attleboro, Massachusetts. Died February 13th, 1968. He was 20. Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was a B Company, 1st Battalion, 5th Cavalry, 1st Cavalry Division. Died from hostile gunfire. He's on panel 39E, line 16 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Corporal James Christopher Albertini a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is Corporal Joseph Alfred Albertini. I don't think they're related because they were born in two different parts of the country. Born September 30th. Oh, never mind. 1947 in Mansfield. That's what I was trying to say. I was thinking they were related, because if you go back to James Christopher, his home record says Mansfield, and Joseph Albertini is born in Mansfield, but his home record was La Punta, California. So they were both in Mansfield, Massachusetts. 1 in 47. Why don't I have the same birthday? Let's see. His birthday was September 30th, 1947. No. There's no, I didn't notice this. There's no way possible. I didn't make a mistake. There's no way this is possible. I'm going to highlight this. I'll tell you in just a second. Same birthday. I thought they was brothers. Could be cousins, because it's both in Mansfield. Lived there. They don't really look to get the same because their pictures are a different time era. But James Christopher Albertini was born September 30th, 1947. Joseph Albertini was born September 30th, 1947. He was born at the exact same day in the exact same town. Were they twins? Good question. Never seen anything say anything about the twins. I don't know. They could have been cousins born on the same day. But let's do Joseph's. Born September 30th, 1947, Mansfield, Massachusetts. Died October 6, 1967. He was 20. The other guy was 20, obviously. He was A Company, 1st Battalion, 27th Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division. Died from multiple frag wounds. He's on panel 27E, line 56. James Albertini's on panel 39E, line 16. Let's give them both a moment of silence. I need to put a star here to look into this. And it'd be cool to find out whether there was kin or not. Moment of silence. We thank them for their service. Coincidence? That'd be one hell of a coincidence. Not saying it's not possible, but that would be a hell of a coincidence. Okay, this is CMS. Isn't that Command Master Sergeant? I think. Bobby Joe Alberton. I've run into some family members on here, but it said they were. Born August 30th, 1937 in California, Anaheim. This is the home record. Died May 31st, 1966. He was 28 in Vietnam. He was in the 61st Troop Carrier Squadron. He was a flight engineer on a Lockheed Hercules Transport C-130 on a mission of placing a floating bomb on the Song May River that would detonate as it passed under the Ham Ron Bridge. Okay, so they was going down the river and they dropped a bomb. It would float down the river, and when it crossed under the Ham Ron Bridge, they would blow it up. Okay, that's what this is. After the bombing run, it was hit by anti-aircraft fire and crashed. His remains were not recovered. So I don't know if it was successful or not, but all I know is that it crashed afterwards. Thank you. He's on panel 7E, line 126 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give CMS Bobby Joe Alberton a moment of silence. He delivers a Mountain Dew. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is SP4 Daniel Lewis Alberts. Born August 26, 1946 in Anderson, Indiana. He died March 31st, 1967. He was 20 in Vietnam. He was B Company, 1st Signal Battalion, 1st Signal Brigade, 37th Signal Battalion. He died drowning after the vehicle he was riding in overturned. That's awful. Way to go. He's on panel 17E, line 77 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give SP4 Daniel Alberts a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is Sergeant Francis John Alberts. Born May 13, 1938. His home record is Villas, New Jersey. Died August 27, 1966. He was 28. You see what happens? They say when you yawn is because you're short of breath. That's why you really yawn. Yeah, you're tired, but you're short of breath. And I'm short of breath when I talk. That's why you always hear me breathing really weird. He died in Hai Phong Municipality, Vietnam. He was a B Company, 2nd Battalion, 8th Cavalry, 1st Cavalry Division. The AKA Air Mobile. Died from small arms fire. He's on panel 10E, line 49 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Sergeant Francis Alberts a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. When I do the moment of silence, that's when I catch my breath. Okay, this is PFC John Charles Alberts. Born July 7, 1944. His home record was South Beloit, Illinois. Died May 16th, 1966 in Bien Dong, Vietnam. A Company, 1st Battalion, 16th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Brigade, 1st Infantry Division. He died from frag wounds suffered during Operation Birmingham. He's on panel 7E, line 64 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC John Charles Albert a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. This is PFC Roger Dwayne Alberts. Born July 11th, 1947. His home record was Fort Totten, New ND, Fort Totten, North Dakota. Died February 5th, 1968. He was 20. Ho Chi Minh Municipality, Vietnam. He's H&H Company, 1st Battalion, 18th Infantry Regiment, 2nd Brigade, 1st Infantry Division. Died from hostile small arms fire. He's on panel 37E, line 30 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC Roger Dwayne Alberts a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. This is Captain Bernard George Albertson. Born November 27, 1946 in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. Died April 17, 1971. He was 24. He was the 23rd Artillery Group, 42nd Artillery, 5th Battalion. Silver Star recipient. See photo. Ooh, I always like these because I don't read them, so I can do a live reaction. All right, here we go. Okay. United States Army for gallantry in action while engaging in military operations involving conflict with an armed hostile force. While serving with the 5th Battalion, 42nd Infantry, 23rd Artillery Group in the Republic of Vietnam, Captain Albertson distinguished himself while serving artillery advisory of the 302nd Territorial Forces Battalion, conducting operations in Long Hai Mountains. PHUOC, Phuoc Tuy, TUI province. While on patrol, in this rugged terrain, the point man detonated a mine, seriously wounding 3 other soldiers. Immediately, Captain Albertson summoned a medical evacuation helicopter to the area. Upon arrival, the helicopter could not land on the steep slope, but he was forced to hover hazardously 10 feet above the ground. Although receiving enemy fire, Captain Albertson exposed himself to the hostile fusillade in an attempt to hoist the critically wounded soldier into the air ambulance. The aircraft was hit by enemy fire, causing it to crash. Captain Albertson, who was working directly beneath the aircraft, was killed instantly. Captain Albertson's gallantry in action at the cost of his life, while keeping the highest traditions of the military service, and reflects great credit upon him in the United States of America. Yeah, what a story. A lot of bravery. Lots of bravery. Where's we at? Where's we reading? He's on panel 4W, line 130. Putting a star by his name. Let's give Captain Bernard George Albertson a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. I do not like reading this next one. I never like reading these, but I have to. I just won't give any information on it. I just read what it says. That's it. Oh, another funny picture. I used to be a pipe fitter. After spending my 4 years in the Navy, I went to 15 years as a United States, like a military sprinkler fitter in the 669, which is road sprinkler fitters. Like you have different sprinkler fitters in different cities, things like that. But 669 works all over the country, and like I said, we're Union. And there's a picture that says remembering all the great jobs that I drug up on. If you don't know what drug up is, you're working on a job, you get aggravated, you get frustrated, whatever the reasons are, you drag your tools up and you leave. So in this picture, he's going through the things, and his photo reads the reason why he drug up on his jobs. MFers tried to write me up. No rainouts. Foreman was a dumb A. Tired of being there. Too cold. Too hot. Got a call, which means a better job or higher paying job. Old lady's a bitching. Effed up my money. Or not enough money. And those are real legitimate reasons to roll up on a job site. Anyway, just figure I'd throw that in there. Okay, we on Donald now. Yes, okay. This is Private Donald Norman Albertson. I don't like to read. Born January 15, 1949. His home record is Tawas, Tawas, Tawas City, Michigan. Died November 11th, which is Veterans Day, 1968. He was 19. I don't know when Veterans Day was enacted. It's probably after this. In Ho Chi Minh City, Municipality, Vietnam. He was with HQ Civil Operations and Recovery Development. The Cords, what they's called. I don't know. Took his own life. That's all you're going to get. He's on panel 39W, line 46. The Wall Memorial still deserves our respect because he still fought for the country. Let's give Private Donald Norman Albertson a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Still a hero in my book, because you don't know what they're going through. So I don't come at me with no bullcrap. Okay. This is PFC Robert Allen Albertson. You can see we're still in the A's, and we're in the 400s. Born January 1st, 1947 in VIP. The only reason I know how to read this is because I've heard of it. Ypsilanti. Ypsilanti. And if I wouldn't have known how to read that, I would have said Ypsilanti. But it's Ypsilanti. Ypsilanti. Isn't that where the groundhog is? No, that's Paxatonia, Pennsylvania. Never mind. I'm in Michigan. I'm in a completely different state. He was born January 1st. Yeah, we're open over there. He died November 4th, 1967. He was 20. In Bien Dien, Vietnam. He was with A Company, 8th Cavalry, 1st Cavalry Division. See photo. Okay. Ooh, it said misadventure. Friendly fire. Never good. During the early morning of November 4th, 1967, elements of 2nd Platoon, A Company, 1st Battalion, 8th Cavalry, 1st Cavalry Division were conducting night ambush patrols southwest of Tam Quan in Bien Dien Province. The 1/8th Cavalry Daily Staff Journal from that date reported at 5:15 a.m. one of the ambush groups, Element 25, like I said, I'm reading this live, receiving fragmentation grenades in its night defensive position thrown from the east, killing 3 enlisted men. Albertson was one of them. The DSJ account has been contested, however, by a former 8th Infantryman who was with Element 25 that night. He recalled the 1st and 2nd squads forming Element 25 proceeded to an ambush position where a rice field ended and a cane field began. It was at the intersection of 2 dikes and an open field. The position placed them near another ambush patrol, Element 23. The new sergeant in charge of Element 23, Element was quoted as saying he saw one of the new guys stand up in the dark after he thought an enemy combatant had snuck up on him. It scared the man, and he threw the grenade and opened fire, killing Albertson, Bagarli, and Henderson. The 3 lost enlisted men were also new to the field, each with barely a month or less time in country. The incident was not reported in subsequent DSJ accounts, no doubt due to the embarrassment occasioned by such a friendly fire incident. Freaking ridiculous. I hate reading the friendly fire ones. They're so stupid. It made me so mad. Let's give PFC Robert Albertson a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. Okay, this is PFC Ronald Dale Albertson. A lot of Albertsons. I think Allen might be the number 1. Adams was, but I think I'm in Allen now. And I've been on Allen for a while. Born February 8, 1947 in Diamonddale, Michigan. Died July 22nd, 1968. He was 21 in Vietnam. He's a B Company, 560th Infantry, 101st Airborne. Could not find any info on his death. He's on panel 51W, line 29 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC Ronald Albertson a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Why did I scratch this guy's name out? Maybe it was from the page before. I don't know. For some reason, I scratched this guy's name out. Oh, because I wrote his name the wrong direction. I see where I messed up now. This is Private Louis, not Louis Vuitton, Louis Victor Alibi. I wrote first time Private Victor Alibi Lewis Jr. It is Private Louis Victor Alibi Jr. Somehow or another, I just completely messed his name up wrong when I was writing him down, but I did catch it. So, yeah. Pass. Okay. Born May 3rd, 1943 in Maryland. Let's see. Oh, I lost my spot. Where was I at? His homer record is Baltimore, Maryland. Died January 21st, 1969. He was 25. And Ben Phuoc, P-H-U-V-O-C, Phuoc, Vietnam. B Company, 2nd Battalion, 501st Infantry, 82nd Airborne Division. Died from hostile small arms fire. He's on panel 34W, line 46 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Private Louis Victor Albee Jr. a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Now you see why it's hard to do 20. I've only done, had hard to do 40. I've done 15 and I'm out of breath. Okay, this is Corporal Raymond Peter Albatez. I don't know. Born March 11, 1943 in Kendall Park, New Jersey. Died January 22nd, 1967. He was 23. And Bien Dien, Vietnam. A Company, 1st Battalion, 8th Cavalry, 1st Cavalry Division. Died from small arms fire. I have a lot of those here recently. He's on panel 14E, line 65 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Corporal Raymond Albatez a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. Okay, this is Corporal Adolph William Albrecht. Born October 8, 1947 in Travis County, Texas. Died July 11, 1968. He was 20. He was HHC 1st Brigade, 4th Infantry Division. Serving with long-range recon patrol, he was being extradited from the field by a rope ladder suspended from a hovering helicopter when he fell while climbing onto it. So he was climbing up a ladder, being airlifted out, and fell off the ladder. He's on panel 52W, line 13 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Corporal Adolph Albrecht a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Some weird sounds coming out from in there. This is Captain George Henry Albrecht, or Gus. George Henry Gus Albrecht. Looks like a Gus. Born February 7, 1930 in Terrence, Pennsylvania. Died November 19, 1964. He was 34 in Quang Nam, Vietnam. He's with a, what in the world did I wrote down? 4410 CCT Squadron, 35th Tactical Group, 1st Air Commando Wing, 13th Air Force. Crewman on a Flying T-28D was down by anti-aircraft fire. It's on panel 1E, line 73 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Captain George Henry Albrecht, I can't say this, Albrecht, a moment of silence. I have a problem reading these dang names. We thank him for his service. Hey, this is MM1 Joseph Alfred Albrecht. Here we go again with the same last name. He was born June 28, 1940 in Henderson County, Minnesota. Died August 2nd, 1968. He was 28 in Vietnam. He was a Task Force 116, Detachment A, SEAL Team 2. I think this is only the second SEAL I've had on here. He was participating in a sweep when he detonated a booby trap grenade. Bronze Star recipient, see photo. Oh yeah, here we go. For heroic achievement in connection with operating against the enemy while serving with friendly foreign forces engaged in armed conflict against communist insurgent forces in the Mekong Delta, Republic of Vietnam from 20th April to August 2nd, 1968. As Grenadier for SEAL Team Detachment Alpha, 8th and 9th Platoons, Petty Officer Albert performed with daring and professionalism while participating in 40 clandestine patrols. His accurate grenade and rifle fire provided invaluable to the platoon's success. Good at throwing grenades. Typical of his performance was on June 28th during the Canal ambush, where he effectively utilized his grenade firepower in suppressing enemy fire. 5 heavily armed Viet Cong had advanced on the platoon while others were firing grenades and automatic weapons from hidden positions. In this tenuous situation, Petty Officer Albert employed a pre-positioned claymore mine, encountering the advanced enemy. He then laid down a barrage of grenades to cover his platoon withdrawal to the hastily arranged extraction point. Petty Officer Albert's combined initiative, devotion to duty, and valor under fire was keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Navy. Wow, that's cool. Where was I just at? Joseph. Oh, there we go. He's on panel 50W, line 47 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give MM1 Joseph Alfred Albert a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Not doing good on reads tonight, boys. Okay, 2 more on this video. This is Lance Corporal Buck Edward Albert. Born August 4th, 1949 in Boulder, Colorado. If you don't know, Boulder, Colorado is where the town that they made to build the Hoover Dam. It was not a town. There's nothing there, and then they made it a town. Right, I think that's right. Boulder became the town where they made the 49, so I don't remember when. It was pretty close to when it was built, wasn't it? Died May 23rd, 1969. He was 19 in Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was a K Company 3rd Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division. Died from small arms fire. He's on line 24W. I'm sorry, panel 24W, line 80 of the Wall Memorial. I forgot to say this. If you're going to Washington, D.C., you've got to go to the Vietnam Wall Memorial. It is amazing. I've been twice. I will go again. When you're standing there looking at the Lincoln Monument up above you, you see Lincoln, you're at the steps. Take a right. It's right around the corner. Let's give Lance Corporal Buck Albert a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. And then I made 3 funny pictures because one day I was here at the store and it was raining. And I said, it's not supposed to rain. So I brought up the map. And I'm going to show you 3 pictures of the map zoomed in each time, and you'll understand why I was frustrated. I said, why are you raining on my parade? This was where I live, here in little, let me hold my phone better there. This is little Albany, Kentucky here. You see where it's at? Right on the Tennessee line. 0 rain anywhere close to the Mississippi River. Little Rock was the closest, 7-8 hours away. Then you go to the next slide, which is zoomed in a little bit. It's our little county here on the line. You see the little green dot? Zoomed in one more time. No rain anywhere. And the one spot it's raining was right on my town. So I was like, this is bullcrap. Anyway, those pictures are on there. And then I have a picture of my son. We'll zoom out. I'm going to cut my ex-wife off here. Sorry, ex-wife. But there's a picture of my son getting his awards for his ROTC. All right, let's go to the last name of the night. This is Lieutenant James Milton Albright. He was born April 13th, 1936 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Died March 10th, 1967. He was 30. He was with U.S. Naval Support Saigon. Was a pilot on the Navy VC-47J when he crashed on a hillside because of a wing failure. Somewhere between 4 and 21 were on board, depending on different stories. But the database says 10. So we're going to go with 10. He's on panel 16E, line 50 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Lieutenant James Albright a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. All right, guys, if you like me doing these reads, subscribe. If you think I do anything I could do better, comment. I will try and fix it. I know these ain't exciting reads. This is basically obituaries, so it's not supposed to be crazy exciting. But it is honoring our heroes, and I'm going to keep going until I get to the end. If it might take me 20 years, but it'll be fine. If you subscribe, you can be notified when I do the next one. If you have family members that perished in Vietnam and their letter of their last name isn't A, it's like T, I will get to them eventually. If you go on my YouTube channel, The Flip Side of Mud, which is where you're watching this, you can go, and right now it's under video categories. It's under Vietnam Series A, and when I go to B's, I'll put them in B. So your family member don't have to be. If you're looking for them, you don't have to go through 2,900 videos. That's what I said. You don't have to go through 2,912 videos to find them. You can go alphabetically, 26 letters, so it cuts down by 26 names, and you can just find them that way. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being along here for video 23. We're going to be on video 24, and I'm going to try a new one tomorrow, I guess, since it's going to be 14 years of the next part of my life. But hey, I don't care. I love these guys. They're and gals. They're all heroes in my book. They were treated like crap when they came home. They all deserve respect. Every war from Revolutionary on to now. But it feels like to me the Vietnam veterans were treated worse and more harsh, and they need a little bit more. That's why I'm doing them first. See you on the flip side.